Hi guys, we're here at Propeller Fest. We've found a nice quiet area within the VIP tent, and I've come across Jason. Jason is the founder of Ali NYC, is that right?
That's correct.
The man himself. So tell me, Jason, how did, without giving us a long story, just a short one for time purposes, how did you get into the world of creating what is now one of the most well-known and kind of progressive startup communities in New York?
The short answer is I used to hate what I did, and I was looking for something I could be passionate about.
Yes.
And when the opportunity presented itself, I kind of just dove in, to help people and figure their business models out, and to bring community together, to inspire people to have meaningful relationships. I really got into it. So
super
important. That's the really short answer.
No, I love it. I love it. So you're a New Yorker?
I am.
Through and through. They're few and far between. They say you have to be in New York 7 years to be a New Yorker, but how long have you been here?
37 years.
Okay, you definitely qualify. qualify. So tell me, Ali started, where did it start? How did it grow? How is it? Yeah.
So Ali started 16,000 square feet in Midtown Manhattan, 507th Avenue. We started in 2011, and we spent a lot of time from there, like learning about what the community's needs are, really bonding with the people that came in, helping them, grow their businesses and connecting people together.
Absolutely.
And then we figured out that we wanted to grow. So we took on multiple locations. Our central hub is in Chelsea now. It's 40,000 square feet.
Nice.
We just opened up March 9th.
Wow.
And it's an amazing place with really great people. But it's really not about Ali. It's really about the community and the people that come in and work there every day and make it a really special place.
I love it. So do you hold like networking events and like what differentiates you in the space?
I mean, it's kind of like saying what differentiates any community.
Right,
I mean,
they're all different, right?
Exactly. Like, I feel like Ali really truly brings out like what's special about New York, the diversity.
Yes.
We have a ton of different companies, not only a ton of different cultural backgrounds, but a ton of different, industry-focused startups. And not only startups, we have the Hot 97 morning DJ that works out of the space.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's super diverse. And we focus on that, and everything we do is kind of to inspire collaboration and meaningful relationships to happen.
I love it. So tell me, this is the first ever Propeller Fest. I don't know about you, but I'm super impressed. Aaron's done an awesome job. What has been like a highlight of your day? And you don't have to say me, I'm just joking.
It actually has.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm very happy to meet you.
Oh, good.
I think the whole thing is like breathtaking. I think that this venue and the way Aaron executed and set everything up and provided a really valuable experience for everybody that came here, and it's very inspirational.
Yeah.
And he's the type of guy that really cares about the people that he's interacting with, and you could tell by the smiles and the conversations that are happening here.
Absolutely, yeah. It feels like a family already, right? And it's their first year of putting on this fest.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a link on my site to
Actually, YourAli.com.
Your Ali, there you go, Your Ali. I'll put a link below, guys. Go check it out. It's an absolute honor to meet you, Jason. You're doing phenomenally well.
You want a hug?
I'd love a hug. Hey, never say no to a hug. Woo! Oh, you're a chap. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cool.
Dave represents Croissant, a unique co-working space with a twist. But I'll let Dave tell you more about it. Hi, Dave.
Hi. So we are actually a network of co-working spaces. So instead of going to any one space, with Croissant, it's essentially like a class pass for co-working. It's one single membership that gives you access to over 30 co-working spaces in New York City. And one in Hoboken for you guys out here.
Hey, Hoboken. Don't forget Hoboken, guys. This is awesome because I know as myself as an entrepreneur, I get like emails from, I won't name the ones, but there's a ton that are popping up obviously, right?
There's a lot.
There's Ali, there's WeWork. What is your role at Croissant?
Well, I'm a co-founder, so
Hello.
our team, we do everything. So, we work on the app. So the way it works is you use the mobile app to check into each co-working space that you go to, and that's how the hours are tracked. Because for $99 a month, you get 40 hours. So you show up, check in, get to work, and then check out when you're ready to go.
It's fantastic. It's like the startup process.
So it's really simple. It takes about a minute. Just go to getcroissant.com.
Start now. 1 minute, guys. Go.
You choose from free membership tiers. The most popular is $99 per month. Cancel anytime, no commitment, and you get 40 hours. Access to any of the spaces in New York, and also DC and Boston, which we're currently expanding to. We have a few a few places there too.
I love it. You guys are really I love it how startups like you come and they actually innovate the space that's disrupting and they disrupt that space, and it's phenomenal. It's why we're all here today, to meet and learn about companies like
Meta.
yourselves. How long have you been around for?
About a year.
Okay, relatively new. Guys, go to
GetCroissant.com. Get
getcroissant.com. I'm going to put it there, guys. Go to it, sign up. It's a really smart model. We certainly need it. I know a person like myself that's in city to city, I need something like this. So thank you so much for bringing it to life, and enjoy the festival. Hi guys, we're here at Propeller Fest. We're sitting in the VIP lounge. Someone has a drink, but it's fine. I'm working. It's all good. I'm here with Chike. Chike is actually the founder of Startup 52, and I'm with his business partner who oversees venture capital, and his name is
Sofian, yeah.
I will pronounce it wrong, so there you go. Okay, cool. It is such a pleasure to meet you both. So tell me, what brings you to Propeller Fest other than the obvious, but tell me, how did you find out about it? It's the first year.
So I was actually invited to speak. I was on one of the panels.
Hello, important person.
Yes, and the focus was really on diversity and why diversity is important.
Yes.
And at Startup 52, we're technically the first diversity-focused accelerator in New York City. It seemed appropriate to be here. So
Yes, very appropriate. There's a lot of startups here. So tell me, are you guys work together every day? Were you friends before you started this company, or how did it come about?
I met Chike a couple of years ago, and we've been speaking together, and that's the greatest person I ever met, and nothing to add as much as you say is the man of the situation.
Fantastic. So you're New York focused. I can see by your outfit, first and foremost, fly outfit, great hat. You got it all going on. I love it. So tell me a little bit about what, have you been here all day? Have you what's a standout from the day here? For you, if you have been here all day, otherwise don't make something up. Because I'll know.
So I haven't been here all day. However, there've been a lot of great people that I've met.
Yeah.
The people on my panel actually were great. I've talked to a bunch of other people as well.
Fantastic.
They're doing exciting stuff, and I'm looking forward to following up with them.
Absolutely.
And of course meeting you as well.
Yeah, hello, highlight. I know, absolutely. Yeah. So tell me, what got you into the whole startup world? Obviously, you're all about accelerating startups, and it's all about diversity, but what was it that made you go, okay, this is what I want to do?
So prior to Startup 52, I actually had been working with entrepreneurs from what we call untapped communities. So inner city kids, people of color, women, and working with them, we realized that there was a need to follow on, beyond the program that we had, and from doing some research to sort of understand that need, we realized that there was a lot more that was needed, pretty much. So technically you have just about 1% of venture capital funded startups run by black people, and the same number for about Latinos and all that stuff.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. So we decided it was important to create an avenue to increase, the access to resources and capital for entrepreneurs from what we call untapped or undertapped communities.
I love that. It's so important, guys. And I know, obviously, being a woman myself, just walking around today, I haven't seen that many women here. But hopefully, as it goes, and that's like any new community, the startup community has kind of been very over the years, kind of, I guess, competitive and fragmented, and these days it's really coming together, and we're learning to support each other, which is great. So tell me, what is the entry point for you guys? How do people come into your program? How do they get involved?
That's a great question. So we do have a strong presence online. There are 3 platforms where entrepreneurs can apply to join us.
Yes.
But besides that, referrals. I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs, so people refer people.
Yes.
People look you up online as well, and it helps that we're the first diversity-focused accelerator. So people actually reach out just based on that.
I love it. So it's a lot of network, it's a lot of word of mouth, and most importantly, attending attending events like Propeller Fest
Right.
to just get the word out. No, I love it. We're in this colourful tent that is so quirky, and I'm here sitting with Aiku. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Aiko, there you go. You are the founder of Tool Muse, right? So tell us, what is Tool Muse?
So in a nutshell, ToolMuse is a website where entrepreneurs get to add their favorite tools to both learn and do business, right? And the concept is that every single business has so much to do, and instead of being just self-taught and needing to reinvent the wheel every single time, we're just thinking entrepreneurs can actually add what they're already using so that the new ones that are coming in don't need to redo the whole learning circle. Exactly.
Recreate the wheel.
Exactly. So then, let's say you started your blog, you're successful at it. You can actually say what you're using to do your blog. You can inspire people, and then people can actually look up at you, follow your recommendations, so on and so forth. So it's really crowd-based recommendations for startups by startups.
I love it. It's like a sharing economy, if you will. So how long have you guys been around?
So we've been around for a year now. We've done a lot of user testing when we started, changed names in the meantime, and now we actually have a beta that's working great. The dev team has been amazing. We're doing a massive push for marketing this summer. So we've got 8 interns that are coming in.
Can I?
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's a bit of a summer vibe going on, guys. It's like one of the hottest days, I have to say, in New York. It has really turned it on. I'm not complaining, but you might see that we are sweating, or perspiring, I should say, perspiring. But it's all good. It's all for the love of it, right?
Yes.
So you've been around for a year. Your clients are obviously startups, just startups, or do you work with enterprises, or how does it work?
So in terms of the audience for the website, it is startup, but the clients in itself, the people that pay me, are the software companies, right? So the way it works is that it's actually a great opportunity for them to connect with their audience.
So you've got like a back-end kind of platform, like marketplace, if you will.
A little bit, and that's it. So the goal is to say not only do entrepreneurs get to recommend tools, but then the software solution guys,
They can plug in.
they can plug in exactly.
Love it. You are so clever. So tell me, how did you get into this whole world?
It's a long story actually. My parents were entrepreneurs. They were a fantastic inspiration for it.
Yes.
And then ultimately what happened is that the more I started getting involved in the startup world, the more I really realized that there was a need for it. Right?
There is a huge need. Yeah.
Exactly. And I was working in consulting prior. Have always been very connected with the startup world, doing mentoring on the side. Also did banking for startups specifically.
Smart cookie here.
Well, no, but actually what's fantastic is that you get to talk to all these people and you understand the need that they're competitively so much better if they're able to have the right tools to do it.
Absolutely. Put a link, you guys, to toolmuse.com.
Yeah,
check it
exactly.
out, sign up, share it with your friends. We all have startups out there, and we can all benefit from being, a sharing collaborative community.
And come join us at Propeller. This
Yes,
is a fantastic
yeah,
day and
it
meeting
is.
so many people. Thanks
It's
for
really
being part
cool.
of it. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and I want one of these like
Yes,
Honolulu
thank you.
things.
We'll get you one.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Thank you. Hi guys, we're here at Propeller Fest and we're in the VIP lounge. Yes, some people are sipping on drinks, others are working at me. No, I'm joking. I've met Imran, who actually is the program developer, am I correct?
You know what? Titles
in
are a bit weird.
Brandathon. In
I work for
Brandathon.
Brandathon.
Brandathon, there you go. He's a Brandathon ambassador. He's here. I'm learning all about it. We're competing with a sound system next to us, so we'll have to talk super loud, but I think we're both used to that. Tell me, what is Brandathon?
Brandathon is the world's first hackathon for branding. So the idea essentially is to solve problems in the creative industry that startups don't have access to the kind of resources that they need in order to succeed. And the problem is that New York's top creatives, the top copywriters, the top brand designers, the top brand strategists are paid by huge companies like PepsiCo, and they can't afford to work for freelance for startups, and that's a really exciting opportunity for them because they have an opportunity to really help define the brand of a product or of a company, and that's kind of why they got into the industry. And so they're a little bit tired of working on a Pepsi logo for 6 months at a time.
Right.
And so what Brandathon offers them, it offers everybody something that they can really walk away with. So startups that know they need, that have great technology, that have a really good idea, that need a little bit of help on the marketing, on the branding, on the copywriting side, can come to Brandathon, and in the course of 3 days, they can get 6 months worth of creative assets from teams of the best creatives.
3 days?
It's 3 days. It's madness.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, you guys should totally come and check it out.
Yeah, totally.
But Gerard Adams was one of our judges. I mean, we invite mentors and judges from the VC and tech world so that they're able to not only get an early look at these companies before their branding gets perfect, but moreover, they can offer insights and advice to these startups about their marketing and branding based on their experiences in the startup world.
I love it. Okay, quick question.
It's a catalyst for the success of startups by giving them the kind of resources that they frankly would not be able to afford any other way.
Absolutely. You're highly passionate about it, which brings me to my next question. How are you a programmer and you're so good at marketing?
Well, I'm a journalist, really. I mean, I was hit by a car in October.
Oh, really?
I know, it maybe doesn't look it, but I was hit by a car in October, and that took me out of making documentaries for Vice every day, which is normally what I would do. But you can't really be getting physical therapy for 4 hours a day and be making documentaries, as I'm sure you know.
Yes.
And so as a result of that, I started branching out and kind of getting involved in freelance copywriting, freelance brand strategy. And the truth is, these days, every journalist is a copywriter.
Right.
And the copy that they are writing is the product they're selling. Because we've never had more options in terms of the media landscape. We've never had more things competing for your attention. It used to be the New York Times would compete with the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post, and that was it. And now it's like we're competing with cat videos and Kim Kardashian and the entire internet.
And bloggers like me.
Exactly. Well, you understand this very well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the point is that if you're a journalist, you understand how to sell ideas and how to incept problem solving into people's heads. And I've mostly worked for Motherboard, which is Vice's tech and science channel.
Yes.
And the whole idea there is to use that platform to change the world. To really just highlight a company that is turning sewage into drinkable water.
Right.
To highlight a company that is turning that is using genetic manipulation to target Zika-bearing mosquitoes and really help the world. And I know if I write
the
about
moonshots, a lot of the moonshots, a lot of the
exactly. And I know if I can help showcase that company and their technology in the right light, I can get the public on board with what they're trying to do. And that is such a challenge for companies and startups that have ideas that are a little bit too revolutionary for their time. And given my experience doing that for a major publication, I felt that it's definitely helped me as a copywriter, as a strategist, to think about how the public in the aggregate will respond to certain signaling and certain marketing.
Oh, I love it.
And so that's kind of what led me to doing Brandathon stuff, but it was unsatisfying for me to do it on an individual basis with startups. It's nice, it pays well, but I can only be helping one company at a time. And with Brandathon, I get a chance to really add value and connect a lot of people that it's just engineering win-win situations for everybody. It's great for the startups because they get all these assets they wouldn't have been able to afford. It's great for the creatives because there really isn't an award system that really rewards creatives in New York for their work. I mean, Adweek magazine has their own system. People have status. It's a very interesting world. But with Brandathon, we really offer people an opportunity to just really break free and get deep into creative iteration on companies. And there's not 6 rounds of negotiations about what an ad will look like, or even the phrasing that is used. It's like you get, as a creative, 3 days to just brand whatever company that you're dealing with, and they're going to appreciate it because they're getting it at a price they'd never be able to pay. It's like everybody is really happy, and the investors and the judges and the mentors that we get to judge the creative teams, to judge the work that was done, and to give advice to these startups throughout this whole process. Frankly, they get an early look at some of these companies that are
absolutely. To say I did the logo for Uber, you don't know what the next Uber is. That's phenomenal. So also, I'm a big believer in the most creative things can happen when you have a time frame and you've just got to hit it in like 3 days. That's where you can be the most creative.
Exactly. And you don't have time to really agonize over choices. This paralysis of inaction disappears. It's like, we got a deadline.
Exactly.
And especially for creatives, there's so many hackathons out there for engineers, for the more technical side of things. And what the invariable result is, you get these great products that are created that people don't know how to market or don't know how to talk about. And that's fine, that's to be expected, but that's why they need some of these resources.
You can't always be a product developer and also a marketer. You need different expertise.
But the big ad agencies don't really, some of them are starting to change now, and it's exciting to see. But for the most part, for a long time, the biggest ad agencies have ignored you unless you're worth a certain percentage of their business.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've all seen Mad Men. That is the way that agency works. And I'm hoping that Brandathon can offer some of these assets, some of these resources to people that are really going to value it personally, not necessarily financially.
Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
Like getting an opportunity. Like I know startups, I know founders. I've been writing about them for years for Motherboard. But having an opportunity to really relieve stress from these people that are concerned about their branding, their signaling, their communication.
They're working on their day.
Yeah, like I really help people be happier in their lives and enjoy this journey that never ends.
If you can
and
do
the thing that we say is, look, if you think that you're stressed now before you launch, just imagine what it'll be like when you're managing a building full of people.
Right, exactly.
So finding a way to be a little bit more zen about it, how to delegate really efficiently, finding a way to really get your marketing curated in a really concise way to really translate value, I think
super important.
I end up actually helping individuals.
Yeah.
And that really is the exciting bit. Because as I said, if you want to freelance, do strategic consulting with individual startups, it's never been more possible to do that. And the freelance economy, especially in the Silicon Alley, is blowing up. But having an opportunity to do something that it has the potential for exponential positive growth is really where I'm at the moment. And so
wow,
I'm excited.
I love it.
Be doing this
exponential growth. We love that. Did you
Yeah.
see David Kidder's speech earlier? David Kidder is all about that. He's actually about going to enterprises and really educating them, showing them how to have a bit more of a startup kind of mentality to their business. It's super important. I have two questions for you, last but not least. Poker or roulette? You have to choose one.
Poker or roulette? The name?
No,
do you want me to brand your company?
No, which one do you prefer? Are you a roulette man or are you a poker man? When you go
I thought you said Poca, like P-O-C-A, like P-O-K-K-A.
No, poker.
Like a Poca app would be an app that allows you to if you're within a mile of somebody.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. If you walk into a gap,
poker. It's definitely poker.
You're a poker?
Definitely poker. I mean, I'm the luckiest man I've ever met.
Okay.
So you would imagine that I would say roulette. But what I love about poker is, I have very conservative grandparents who are not really, they don't drink. They're very sort of reserved, but they love gambling. It's like that's their thing.
Okay.
And
well, we all have our little.
But even though they love gambling, they never played poker before. And the experience of trying to teach my grandparents poker, and they're very bright, by the way. It's a former IMF deputy director, economists, and
wow.
But having the opportunity to try and teach the values of poker and the kind of value system that underlies your decision making in poker.
Value system, poker, do those two worlds collide? But no, I'm just joking. Of course. No, I know. And then my final question is, what entrepreneur inspires you the most?
Wow. Well, wow.
It's a hard one. There are many.
I mean, I literally profile entrepreneurs for a job. I mean, similar to you.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that you can probably relate to the fact that it's a really tough question when you've been invested in these people's lives.
Yes.
I recently made a documentary, or I helped on a documentary about Marty Cooper, who was the inventor of the cell phone. And he's just become a friend of mine. We could send him a selfie right now if you want to.
Can we?
He doesn't have many 20-year-old friends, so he doesn't really know what he's done. And that's what's amazing to me, that he was the first person to come up with the idea that a phone number should be tied to a person and not a place.
Wow.
Which was revolutionary at its
Wow.
time. And the first cell phone call that was ever made was to his rival at Bell Labs. And he was like, yo, what's up? And he goes, hey, how you doing? He's like, guess what? There's no lines on this phone. There's no wires connected to this. Bang.
Bang.
That's very punk rock. And I really appreciate that. He's an entrepreneur that I respect a lot. I think the other entrepreneur that I profiled recently that I'm really invested in is, her name is Ella Darling. She's the first virtual reality porn star.
Oh, wow.
And she's using a platform of basically VR pornography to give agency to a whole variety of sex workers and really disrupt the porn industry and make it a lot more just and a lot more fair for everyone that's involved in it. And she's just maniacally smart.
Wow.
Dangerously smart.
Wow, so is she building the platform or she's actually in it?
She's the head of the company. I mean, she's got a master's in library sciences, and she just decided to be a porn star because she thought it would be more fun than working in a library.
What's the name of the business?
It's vrtube.xxx.
Can we say that? XXX, guys. Not everyone could probably get into it. But look, I know it's a huge thing.
It's only not safe for work if you work in somewhere boring.
You heard it here first, guys. This is awesome. You've an absolute. I want you to come to some of our ParlayMe dinners. You're at the next one for sure. You're awesome.
Well, I give lectures actually at schools.
Hello.
I give a lecture on reverse game theory as applied to documentary filmmaking.
Wow.
I didn't study film or journalism really. I studied public policy and cryptography at Duke. And I just ended up making documentaries because it's more fun in the short term.
You're a storyteller. You're a storyteller.
And I'm very interested in helping people that don't see themselves as necessarily media-oriented people, that don't see themselves necessarily as being capable of changing the world by putting information out there. I want to force these people to challenge their preconceptions of whatever their skill set is. You could apply it to media, and in this day and age, you could be the first person to apply it to media. So I've got this econ quant background in game theory, and more specifically reverse game theory, mechanism design, and I feel like I'm one of the first people to ever apply it to making documentaries, but it's incredibly useful because it gives me a framework to work within where I can engineer, again, win-win situations so that the person on the other end of the phone...
That's what we call the parlay effect, the win-win.
Okay, all right.
You're talking my language, don't worry.
So you're taking me to dinner soon? Is that
there's
is that
gonna
what
be a
I have to take
ParlayMe
away from
dinner.
you?
Yeah, absolutely. We get together thought leaders, entrepreneurs, people that are really
So
kicking
just
it.
more than just the two of us then?
More, yeah. There'll be you and I and 10 others. Nice and intimate though, don't worry.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Look, you're an absolute pleasure. You can go to hackathon.com.
Yes.
Yes? Hackathon.com. Attention here. We haven't finished. I know there's drones in the air.
There's
lots
helicopters.
going on. There's bands over here.
Favorite entrepreneurs
We're
are watching me.
Oh,
while
yeah,
I do this
right.
interview.
They love it. You can find it all on my blog, Hackathon. Check it out. Absolute honor. Thank you so much.